Starlink promised internet from the sky, a lifeline for rural communities and businesses. On July 23, 2025, that lifeline vanished. Millions were left offline in a global outage. Reports flooded in from North America, Europe, Australia, and beyond. For many, Starlink is as vital as electricity, exposing a deep vulnerability in our digital lives. Farmers lost access to automated systems. Remote doctors couldn't reach patient records. Maritime vessels and Antarctic researchers were cut off. The outage raised urgent questions. How could a network built for redundancy collapse so completely? Starlink supports emergency services and scientific research. The failure sent shockwaves through sectors that depend on it. The event was a stark reminder that even the most advanced tech can fail. The outage forced millions to confront their dependence on a single provider. The world learned that no system is immune to failure. The need for resilient alternatives became clear. The digital blackout of July 2025 will be remembered as a turning point. The timing of Starlink's outage was suspicious. It struck just one day after T-Mobile launched its own satellite service, T-Satellite. Built on Starlink's technology, T-Satellite promised to merge cellular and satellite networks, eliminating dead zones and reaching every corner of the country. T-Mobile's vast customer base and Starlink's satellite constellation made the partnership a game-changer. The plan let ordinary smartphones connect directly to satellites for texting and soon calls and data. This was more than an upgrade. It was a leap toward universal coverage, letting users stay connected anywhere, from mountain trails to open seas. T-Mobile's marketing blitz emphasized safety and security, promising no one would ever be truly disconnected again. But the Starlink outage, coming right after this announcement, exposed the vulnerability of the very system underpinning T-Mobile's vision. The optics were terrible. A revolutionary new service, immediately followed by a massive failure. The outage cast doubt on the reliability of satellite-based mobile connectivity. It forced both companies to confront the risks of rapid innovation. The promise of seamless coverage now came with a sobering reminder: no network is invincible. The future of mobile connectivity suddenly looked more uncertain. To understand Starlink, you have to understand SpaceX and Elon Musk. Starlink is a division of SpaceX, Musk's aerospace company founded in 2002. Musk's vision: make humanity multiplanetary, with Starlink funding Mars ambitions. SpaceX revolutionized space travel with reusable rockets, slashing launch costs and enabling the deployment of thousands of satellites. Starlink's constellation orbits closer to Earth than traditional satellites, delivering faster internet with lower latency. Over 6,000 satellites are already in orbit, managed by sophisticated software for seamless global coverage. Musk is not just the owner. He's the chief engineer and public face, tying his reputation to Starlink's successes and failures. When Starlink works, it's a testament to Musk's vision. When it fails, the responsibility is his. The outage put Musk's leadership and the resilience of his technology under the spotlight. Starlink's scale is breathtaking, but its vulnerability is now undeniable. The world is watching how Musk and SpaceX respond to this unprecedented challenge. The sequence was striking. T-Mobile launched T-Satellite on July 22, 2025, and less than 24 hours later, Starlink collapsed. T-Satellite's rollout began with text messaging, using software updates to connect smartphones directly to Starlink's second-generation satellites. The celebration quickly turned to crisis as Starlink's network faltered worldwide. The timing fueled speculation. Was the new T-Satellite integration to blame? Experts theorized that a software bug or unforeseen conflict triggered a cascading failure in the satellite management system. The network, a delicate dance of thousands of satellites, may have been pushed past its limits by the new demands. The proximity of the events made coincidence hard to believe. For Starlink and T-Mobile, the optics were disastrous, a revolutionary partnership, immediately followed by a catastrophic outage. The public questioned whether the rollout was rushed and if the technology was truly ready. Both companies faced a PR nightmare, forced to address technical failures and shaken public confidence. The incident highlighted the risks of pushing the boundaries of connectivity too quickly. The promise of universal coverage now came with a warning. Innovation without caution can have global consequences. The world demanded answers and accountability. The Starlink outage wasn't just technical, it was deeply personal for millions. Downdetector and social media exploded with reports as users lost service in an instant. Remote workers were cut off mid-call, students locked out of classes, and small businesses unable to process payments. Farms lost access to critical systems. Sailors at sea lost their only link to the outside world. In developing nations, clinics and schools relying on Starlink were suddenly isolated. The outage exposed just how essential satellite internet has become, especially in underserved areas. Users tried rebooting and troubleshooting, but the problem was far beyond their reach. The familiar Dishy terminal went dark, and the Starlink app showed only offline. For many, the outage was a stark reminder of their dependence on a single, fragile digital lifeline. All they could do was wait and hope for restoration. In a crisis, the world looks to the top. Elon Musk. Musk responded quickly on X, issuing a direct apology. 1,000 apologies! We are seeing a major Starlink network outage. The team is working on it urgently. He confirmed a software update had triggered a cascading failure, validating public suspicions. Musk took responsibility. "This is on me. We'll conduct a full post-mortem and ensure this never happens again." He promised all hands were on deck, working to roll back the faulty update and restore service. Real-time updates from Musk reassured users, showing the problem was being taken seriously at the highest level. His candid, personal communications stood out in an era of corporate spin. Musk's final message: "We'll add a new layer of validation and a sandbox deployment network to test all future updates. Reliability is our #1 priority." The outage was a blow, but Musk's transparency aimed to restore faith in Starlink and SpaceX. The world waited to see if his promises would hold. The crisis tested not just technology, but leadership. Musk's response set the tone for Starlink's path forward. The lesson: even visionaries must own their failures. The future of global connectivity depends on learning from this one. As Starlink scrambled to recover, T-Mobile focused on its long-term vision, connecting people where cell towers can't reach. T-Mobile's CEO emphasized eliminating dead zones, painting a picture of safety and universal access. The message: T-Satellite is a game-changer for anyone living, working, or traveling off-grid. The outage didn't change this mission, it highlighted its importance. T-Mobile clarified that satellite service complements, not replaces, their 5G network. The satellite link activates only when users move beyond cell coverage, creating seamless connectivity. T-Mobile expressed confidence in SpaceX's ability to fix the issue, calling the outage a challenge of innovation. They bet that the benefits of universal coverage would outweigh the memory of this setback. The focus remained on a future where no one is left disconnected. The Starlink outage and T-Satellite launch marked the dawn of the satellite-to-phone revolution. The goal: make satellite connectivity a standard feature on every smartphone, ending dead zones and roaming charges. Imagine a world where your phone connects seamlessly to 5G, Wi-Fi, or satellites anywhere on Earth. This shift could accelerate the Internet of Things, keep devices online in remote areas, and provide resilient communication during disasters. The outage revealed the challenges, complex software, security, and regulatory hurdles. Still, the potential is enormous. Companies are racing to build the most reliable direct-to-device satellite network. The aim is to make connectivity as ubiquitous as air, reaching the last unconnected corners of the globe. The technology could drive economic growth, improve education and healthcare, and foster a more connected world. The outage was a setback, but the journey toward universal connectivity continues. The promise: a truly connected planet for everyone. After the outage, Starlink's top priority was recovery. Engineers rolled back the faulty software, sending commands to thousands of satellites. Service returned gradually, region by region, until the network was fully restored. The crisis was over, but trust had to be rebuilt. Elon Musk announced a new plan. All updates will be tested on a sandboxed mini-network before global rollout. This buffer will catch bugs before they can trigger another global failure. Starlink promised a full public report on the outage and service credits for affected customers. The company's reputation as a lifeline for remote and critical operations is on the line. The lesson was painful, but necessary. Reliability must come before ambition. Starlink's future depends on proving it can deliver stable, resilient internet from the sky. The world is watching and waiting for Starlink to earn back its trust. The revolution continues, but with a new focus on caution and reliability.